guys, so welcome back to the YouTube channel. So we've done our first show, managed to get a win. We're now on to the second show, which is the WNBF Supernaturals. So it's going to work a little bit different this time. The day before they've asked us to come to the venue, or it's not actually the venue, it's a venue right around the corner, a slightly different place, but pretty much the same place in Birmingham. So we've got to go there just to do a polygraph test, which is unfortunately for me at 9 o'clock in the morning, so we've had to head out nice and early. The time is now 10 to 8. We've got 45 minutes left of the drive. So yeah, we've got this polygraph test, just basically it's a lie detector test to prove you're natural, because it is a drug tested competition. All the athletes have to do it. They haven't selected just random people, so we've got to do that at 9 o'clock. I've never done a polygraph test before, so hopefully I am natural. But yeah, no, there shouldn't be any issues. I mean, it's a weird test, to be honest. I think a pee and a cup test would work better, but it is what it is. Then we've got tan at 11 AM, and then we've got to register sometime between 10 and 6. So polygraph test, then we'll register, then we've got tan at 11, then we're going to head home. God, you can be asked for these things, as in like these drugs. Just laughing, I don't even know what half these things are. I mean, some of them I do, but...
So while Joe is waiting for his son, I thought I would have a little sneak peek that I bought him something, and I absolutely cannot wait to give it to him, and I really struggled to keep a secret, so that was quite a lot. So once he's out from his tan, we get to see what I bought. You know, I love you very much. Yes? It's a little gift for you.
Whoa, are we recording?
Yes, we are recording.
Right, we're rolling. Okay, so my missus has gone and got me some sort of goodie bag at the venue where we were just getting the tan done, we just registered. Also got my polygraph test done, so I didn't know about this, so this is pretty cute. It's pretty cute.
Order number 44.
That's class. Thank you. Were they just giving them out though?
No, I bought them because you know, I was meant to go next week. I thought I would save money on petrol, so I thought I would treat you.
They're jogging bottoms, or if it is?
No, they didn't have jogging bottoms.
How big is this? Because if this is big, where is it? Do you know what? That means a lot to me, because I love wearing the natty stuff. Like, I like people knowing that I'm a natural bodybuilder. I like to shove it down people's throats. Yeah, thanks babe, that's really, really sweet. Really sweet. Like, didn't see that coming.
Love you.
I love you too. Right, so just had my little gift from my partner, so I'm really happy about that. It was really sweet of her. And I didn't see it coming. So basically, where we've just been, like I said, we've got my polygraph test done. And whilst I was getting my polygraph test done, that's when she was sneaking it out to go and surprise me. So yeah, polygraph test is done. It was a weird one. So I've never had any sort of lie detector thing done, and I get anxious about anything anyway. So it was just a weird experience for me. So yeah, you have like these things that are hooked up to your fingers. These three, 1, 2, 3. So you sat there like this, hand on the side, and then they've got like a blood pressure thing on your left arm, and they're just asking you questions like, have you ever took this substance, have you took this? And then they also check in questions like that you have to lie. You have to lie to us once, and I didn't know that. I'm an idiot. And basically, any question was said, in all of your life, have you ever like lied to anybody, or have you ever cheated on your diet? And you have to lie and say, no, I haven't. Even though you obviously have cheated on your diet, or you have lied to somebody, or something like that. But I didn't know these rules, and I didn't read them. And the guy was like, "You're supposed to lie now." It's like, well, at least now you know I tell the truth all the time, because I said, yeah, I've lied. But anyway, so that was the polygraph test. It was weird because the guy said to me, "Oh yeah, it's all good." And then after he said, "We get what? So that's proof I'm natural then?" Just as like a joke. And he's like, "Oh well, to be fair, I'm not officially allowed to tell you, but yeah, you know, I can't see anything wrong. It's fine." I think he basically said it depends how they interpret it. It's weird. I don't really get it. But anyway, polygraph test is done. As far as I'm aware, I'm natural. The missus is smiling behind the camera. And then after we got my tan done, so as you can see, I'm sat in the services looking really brown, and my eyes are probably popping out my head. So yeah, the first layer of tan's done, which I'm happy's done now, because one thing we're doing different this time is we haven't gone for a hotel. I'll be honest, I'm saving on costs this time, because I'm competing a few times. We've had last show, got this show tomorrow, and we've got another show next week which we've got a hotel for, and then I'm going to Denmark the week after, so it's like, it does rack up. Competing's not cheap, you've got to pay to compete, you've got to pay for your travel, you've got to pay for your tans, you've got to pay for an eye detector test, so I didn't know that. So that was 70 quid that I wasn't seeing come in, so just so everyone knows, like, that you should understand if you want to bodybuild, it costs you money, and it does rack up. So yeah, anyway, I would say this is probably the most annoying part of the weekend out the way now. Tomorrow, obviously, we've got the show. We've got one layer of tan to go on, so once that layer of tan's gone on, that's at 9:30, I can just relax, make myself comfortable for the day, walk around a little bit, just to move food about if I'm going to eat. Every now and then I'm going to kick my feet up and try and get some time to just chill before the stage. Dry out throughout the day, come in nice and hard, and then just go for the best. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's where we're at. We're a day out still. I don't think we'll have any more updates today. We'll probably catch us up again tomorrow for the show. So that's it for now. If I'm an extra large, that's the question.
I don't think they had.
I might be an extra large. That's my only worry. It doesn't feel. Might be like.
Oh, I was going to say make sure you put it the right way round. Oh, is it going to be tight on you when you gain back weight?
I don't know, it's actually perfect. You recording? I think it's actually alright.
Looks really good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Sometimes I think I'm bigger than I am. I said to the missus I think I should be an XL, because I like things to be baggier, but actually that's a perfect fit. And for me, I'm usually, because I'm longer armed, I usually struggle, but that's a lot of length for someone like me. It's like, that's pretty good. So, glad at WNBF made some good clothing. If you could the FBA, I'll be honest with you, sometimes when it comes to the sleeve lengths, I don't trust it. I like the clothing, but it's all performance, it's not always work. Although we'll see actually. Denmark, they've got me a team one, so we'll see what that fits like. See if they've come a long way. Hopefully they have. Because I want it to be nice. Anyway, over and out. Right, look at those white teeth with the tan. Okay, so obviously last you saw was a day out, and we were at the services. So a day's gone by since then. I'll be honest with you. Well, we're on the way back to Birmingham now on show day. In terms of the look, I'm actually pretty happy with how I'm looking. I feel ready. My digestion's on track now. Yesterday I was having a little bit of a freak out. I didn't record much because of that. I just didn't want to. I wasn't in the mood. I was worried. Because I had a little bit of distension. It was following the big carb up the day before. So 2 days out, I had a huge carb up. And yeah, I was feeling the effects, and it wasn't going down. It was mostly down, but just slightly not. It was a little bit in my lower abs, but it's gone now, and I've had a massive weight drop this morning. So yesterday I was weighing 85.5 kgs. This morning I weighed 82.4, so we got that big weight drop, and we're looking loads better. So I'm just going to keep the food low today. Keep the hydration quite low as well. We're going to stay hydrated, but like minimally. Like I want to get drier still. I don't want to be down in water. There's lots of mixed ways to do it. People say it doesn't really matter, you can drink water and it will get you drier, that drier look, but I'll be honest with you, I'm not willing to play with that today. I'm just going to do what I know, and that's the plan. So I've had a smaller bowl of porridge today, which is my usual breakfast. I just brought the quantities down. I would usually have like 80 grams of oats. This time I had 50 grams. I usually have soya milk. This time I just had water, with my protein shake to put in it. So I had a usual protein scoop, peanut butter, dropped it from 40 grams to literally 10 grams, just to keep things lower, trying to keep those food quantities down. I've got lots of fullness. I had a massive carb, but the glycogen's full. So again, last show day I had a weight drop to 82.15, so I was lighter on last show day, but I do think my carb up wasn't heavy enough for the last show. I feel like this time I've had 3 weeks to trim a bit more fat, which I think has come off, but it's hard to tell. If anything, it was only a little bit, and this time I'm like, in terms of glycogen, I'm much fuller. So yeah, I feel like I'm in a good spot. Just need to keep my head now, keep calm for the day, relax. If I do need to top up some muscle fullness, I've literally just gonna eat like 2 to 3 small rice cakes. Like I've got the callow rice cakes on board today, not the Snacker Jacks. I've got the Snacker Jacks in my bag, like maybe for after as a little treat, and also for my big brother over here, because I know he's probably gonna get Snacker Jacky in the back.
Yeah, I know.
And also, are you ready to smile for the camera? Got my beautiful partner. She doesn't really like the Snacker Jacks anyway. She's more of a callow rice cake. The callow ones are the plain ones, and they're a lot lighter, smaller. So we're going to snack those throughout the day if we need. I don't even really want to touch those, to be honest. I would like to just, you know, if anything, just little sips of water. I want to keep that midsection really tight today. My theory is that because I carved up heavier, I don't need as much rice cakes to keep the fullness. I feel like I should just be full. I don't have time to tell. We'll assess as the day goes on. Every now and then I'll have a walk around the venue, go and find a mirror, have a little pose, see how I'm looking. If I'm like, something's not right, maybe a touch of water, touch of salt on a rice cake, and then go and like have a little walk around, let it digest, sit back down, maybe put my feet up in between, and that's how we're going to roll the day. At least that's how I see it. Anyway, for now we've got tan at 9:30. It's actually 20 past 8 now. We are going to be a bit early. Just on our way to Birmingham to get this tan done. Then the show actually starts at 10 AM. I'm in Men's Physique Tour, which is in section 3 of the show, I believe, which I believe in my head is probably going to be at least a 4 o'clock job, 5 o'clock job. I always say this and then it ends up being a bloody 8 o'clock job, but to be fair, it's not UK FBA today, it's WNBF we're competing with, so it could be earlier, but from what I've heard, I think WNBF sometimes gives you more stage time, so that means the divisions are going to be on stage longer and it's just going to be mine, so I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just in my head guessing it's going to be a 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock job, so we'll see. It gives me plenty of time to get a bit drier throughout the day, but then it's finding that sweet spot. I don't want to get so dry that I can't pump, because that can kind of happen too, but I'm hoping, like I said, because I carb heavy, even if I'm really dry, that hopefully that pump just comes and it looks sweet. We'll see. Anyway, I'm probably rambling a bit too much. That's me done for now. See, I've got Dave in the back this time. Mrs. is captain of the ship, driving the Sirocco. You like the Sirocco, don't you? Also, I'm wearing my new WNBF t-shirt that my missus bought me yesterday, as you saw on the video. She said it was just for us, but I'm going to put it on the video because I couldn't help it. I thought it was very sweet what she did. Try not to overpump too much too quick.
We still have a bit of time backstage.
Exactly.
Okay, so I thought I'd just come on here and just do a quick voiceover at this point. Probably just easier to get my points across. So, as already mentioned, the day was basically a lot longer than we thought it was going to be. So at this point, I was very dry, and I did actually struggle to pump up, which was kind of in my favour, kind of not, because what it did mean is I couldn't over pump, but I was also a bit tired. And because the day went on longer than we anticipated, that was also kind of why I didn't get a pump, because I didn't want to eat as much food. Like I said, I was struggling a little bit with digestion issues earlier in the day, so I wanted to try and keep my belly nice and flat. End of the day, men's physique's about having that tiny waist on show, so you want that tiny waist, you want those wide shoulders, but at the same time you want to be able to pump up as well, so you need to find the sweet spot. So I basically overcarbed a bit too much, I think, on the Friday night. I shouldn't have been dealing with digestive issues, should have just eaten a bit normal, slightly more carbs than usual, and that would have been alright. So anyway, here we go. So finally, we'd waited all day. It was about 9 o'clock at this point. We expected to be on around 4, 5 o'clock, maybe 6. So I'd barely eaten. I'd eaten about, I think, like 8 rice cakes all day with a little bit of jam, like hardly anything, to try and keep my belly fine. So yeah, I was tired. I had barely eaten, depleted again, even though I'd carved up heavy. So it was kind of lucky I carved up heavy, but it was also a double-edged sword. It's probably also the reason I had issues with digestion the day before. But nonetheless, the waist was nice and tight, which is all we really needed the most. I mean, if someone said I could have spilt over but look bigger, or have a tiny waist and be flatter, I'm always going to pick the flatter look. So I didn't come in as big as I wanted to, even though I'd carved up really heavy. I thought I was going to be really full. My Heart of England show, where I actually took the win, it was only against 3 people, so it was a totally different game. I was actually a lot fuller. Wasn't as full as I'd like to be, but on this day I actually came in flatter, which I was very disappointed with. But nonetheless, it was good enough on this day. I'm not going to spoil it just yet, so you are going to see the result. So this is at the moment what you're watching. It's not a first call out. So basically, we've just come out. You come out in groups. So I think I was in group 2 of the tall class. So that was just a quick comparison. Just you come out, you do the mandatory poses, then they push you back. And then I believe at this point they did first call outs. I can't really remember. I did have some original footage of where they did the call outs. And originally they put me centre stage, and I got my hopes up and got really excited. I am going to say I didn't win, so there is a spoiler there. So, but yeah, it was quite a weird thing, but it was kind of a good thing, because what it did do is it makes you very confident, and I felt confident being centre stage for a little bit. And then yeah, they kind of just moved people around me. I think I moved once. I can't really remember. In all honesty, it was quite a while ago when I did the show, but yeah, I just thought I'd do a bit of a voiceover here just to talk through what's going on. So yeah, at this point, I was feeling pretty confident. I was very happy, and I'll be honest with you, when you're posing on stage, you need to feel happy. It kind of shows when you're not. It's harder to fake that smile, because at the end of the day, that smile is fake. Like, you're trying to force that to just look happy. You're trying to create a good stage presence, and if you're genuinely not feeling very confident, your smile will look really awkward. So you need it to look nice and genuine, basically. Now you'll see the guy in the black and red shorts to my left. He actually did end up winning. I'll spoil it there, but look at the size of him. He's an absolute joke. BA looked really good, really full chest, really big shoulders. His abs were really defined, huge wide back. This thing, that was the only thing I had that was like reasonably comparable to him, was just my back. But even my back, it still got blown away by him, I'll be honest, which is quite something, because my back is a strong point. And to be honest, even this kid to my left, man, he actually had a really wide back. Like, he made my back look small, but I just think I had more detail than him. But the guy not the guy to my right, but the one after in the light blue, he came second. Really shredded. He looked really good that day. Even him, I wonder if he had the same issue with me. Like, maybe he wanted to come in a little bit fuller, but at the same time his condition was so good. I don't know, but I know I've seen him off season now, and he's a bit like me size wise. He's pretty big, so maybe he had the same issue as me this day. Like, I feel like I looked a little bit stringy. Yeah, like I said, I couldn't really pump properly, which is pretty annoying. When I was prepping, after every workout, I'd go in the posing room in the gym, and I'd look really full and big, and I was like almost blown away by the look I'd have, and I was like, right, I can't wait to replicate this on stage. But it just isn't that simple. When you go to the gym, you go to the gym at the exact time you want to go. You've eaten the X amount of meals, you know exactly when you're going to finish your workout. Whereas when you're going on stage, you don't know when you're going to be on stage. You're at the judge's mercy at that point, because obviously they need to go through all the other categories. They might overrun, which they nearly always do, which has always pretty much happened to me. So it's quite hard to gauge when to eat and how much to eat. But I tell you what, I was really happy with this particular pose. My waist was nice and tiny. Actually, I've got a photo, so I'm going to stick that on the screen now. So yeah, this was me stood with the guy who comes second. But yeah, you can see the condition difference there. He's just a bit tighter than me, which is, yeah, it's massive in men's physique. But here is actually also that footage that I mentioned earlier. So this is when I got first call out into centre stage, but it looked like it was just in no particular order. I think it was just the time, so I was really happy. But Yeah, so I think what we looked at earlier probably was a first call out, and then this was a second call out. I'm trying to remember, my memory's kind of hazed a little bit. But yeah, I was really happy. This was a really good spot to be in, centre stage, and I thought I was being compared against the guy on my right at this point. Looks like they put the winner to the side, and what that probably means in most cases is that they're actually comparing us three to try and basically decide who's going to come third, fourth and second. So yeah, that's usually what's kind of happening. If the winner's a clear-cut winner, they kind of don't need to compare them too much, unless it's really close between first and second, then they might swap them around a little bit. So yeah, and now you can see the guy in the red shorts is now next to the guy who comes second. So they probably were comparing them just at this point. I mean, I'm only speculating, I'm no bodybuilding judge, I'm just going from my experience of just watching bodybuilding shows. I've watched many bodybuilding shows. They usually do run the same way, so that's just my guess. But because I wasn't actually in the crowd watching, I could only see basically from the position I was in. In my head, I'm like, look, I'm centre stage, I haven't moved yet, this looks good. So I was a little bit deceived, but it's okay. It's just what it is. I still enjoyed the show, had a good experience, and like I said, being centre stage kept me happy and confident, even though I didn't even come second. You'll see the result soon, so keep watching for that. Here's a bit of a clear angle, just how we're looking from the back, next to the winner on the right, and then obviously like I said, that guy on my left actually had quite a big back as well, but I think they just had detail on him. But yeah, we had I've got some shots which I'll just share every now and then. Yeah, as mentioned earlier, WNBF gives us quite a lot of stage time, so one thing that worked to my benefit, like I said, I didn't get to pump up so well earlier, but what that did mean is, as I had more stage time, I was actually pumping whilst I was posing, so I was getting a bit fuller throughout. But I think by the time the judging was done, even though my fullness had increased, it wasn't quite enough, but like I said, the judging was already done at that point. So anyway, so here's my routine. So that you just have to do a quick T-walk or an I-walk, whatever you call it. So you literally just, you're supposed to do the mandatories, but I saw other people were doing some odd things like double biceps and that, so I thought, you know what, I love doing that, I'm going to do it as well. I mean, you get that little bit of stage time, it's not very long, so yeah, I enjoyed doing that. Now here what you're looking at is just a quick pose down, and I say quick, they're usually much quicker. This went on quite a while, and I've noticed on a lot of WNBF shows they give a lot of time for these pose downs, but here I stupidly linked arms with this guy. I don't know why I did this. All I did was highlight that I'm skinny as hell next to him. So yeah, it's all a bit of fun, to be honest. In the moment, you just like, there were certain people I just seemed to get on with even backstage, and like we were literally just small talking even on the stage, just like chit chatting, like whispering and stuff. So yeah, I don't know, I just felt like I got on very well with him. So yeah, I took advantage, and I don't know if there was any photos there. I couldn't find any, so there probably was, but it's probably in my favour that there wasn't, because all he would have done is made my arms look even more stringy. So at this point now, this is the result, so I might just stop voicing over at this point so you can listen.
Receiving invites to WNBF Worlds in Boston. In 4th place, number 8, Jake Morgan. Well done, Jake. Hard fought today. And our top 3, 3rd place, number 9, Joe. Well done, Joe.
So there you have it. We top 3'd. We are 3rd place in the WNBF Supernaturals in the UK. Wasn't enough to bag a pro card that day. It wasn't enough to take the win, but nonetheless, it's the biggest lineup I've been in. And for me, it was a win for veganism to take top 3 in that place, in that sort of lineup. Being a vegan and nobody knowing any different. In fact, I was still probably one of the biggest guys on stage. That was an absolute win. But yeah, guys, that's the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe. There will be some more competition videos coming up. I had UK DFBA the following weekend, which was the UK International.